in the air or just a smile in your heart. Dear Father God, you are the light of my life. Thank you for this perfect day. Thank you for this perfect moment. Thank you for creating me in your image. I accept that I am your child and that I hold your creation power. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for allowing me plenty of time to accomplish everything. And most of all, I am thankful that you are always with me and are my greatest support. My life is balanced and it flows light and easy. I recognize the good that is abundant everywhere. I am calm. I have a perfect heart. I am love. I love myself so that I can love those around me. I find it easy to love myself and others. Love flows through me and touches everyone in my life. My love is so great that it surrounds all and everything. I constantly create great thoughts of love and joy. I am joy. I am a true blessing. Keep me cheerful so that I may serve you. I am grateful that I know the truth. I am grateful that I have a definite life's purpose. I am grateful that I use beautiful words that create. I am grateful for my perfect health. I am beautiful. I am grateful that I am increasingly successful and that wealth and abundance come from everywhere. Money flows frequently and abundantly. I rejoice in you, Jesus, with love, gratitude, and happiness, your loving children. All right. Amen. Well, welcome. Beautiful. Yes, amen. Wow. All right. So thank you all for joining us, and thank you for all the friends. What a happy, and we're gathering more and more new friends and friends from different places. So it's such a great, we have a new friend from Colorado joining us, and we have one from Wisconsin, right here. So, and all miracle stories of how we met, just like Patrick, who's on, we met in Colorado on the ski lift. And so, and Kelly, we met through another friend who you can share at the end. We'll share your story of how you ended up with Receive Joy here. Okay, so today's lesson is I Declare. And I'll start with the fun story of my niece for 1 second to just lead into, hello, yes, Gabrielle's here from Colorado too. So my niece and I, when she created, if you read Ask and You Shall Receive, there's a story in here and I want to give you the sequel to the story. So this was written in 2017. And my niece came to me and she was in tears at 2 a.m. in my kitchen one time. And she said, I've got to have a college and paid for in full and everything has to be taken care of. And I said, well, let's just write it down. And so some of you I heard have yet to write this week. The idea is it all comes when we write it down, when we call it forth. And so she wrote down, I said, well, declare exactly what you do want. So she listed the opportunity of the colleges she thought. She also wrote down that they would have multiple scholarships available to her and that she would win the most high award to give her full room and board paid for, food paid for, everything inclusive. And so she did win this 4-year scholarship and she completed 3 degrees in 3 years and they gave her the additional money and she went to Paris and they paid for her summer school. So summer off. And then she said, I'm complete. This extra money, you can give it back. And he said, oh, no, that's for you. So there's a big room full of, how many of us have been paid after we graduated to go have fun from our scholarships? So then when she got to that campus, after this experience, when she got to campus the very first day, and it leads into what we're doing tonight, she said, all the buses on campus on the side was painted, I declare. So she said, Aunt Carisa, the minute I got to campus, I thought when you said, let's sit at 2 a.m. and declare exactly the experience we're expecting, to have. And it was just so miraculous. And the same kitchen, and this is our beach house. 2 years later, my other daughter was with me and she says, oh, I really want my old boyfriend back. And I said, okay, we know this is the magic kitchen. I declare, I said, I'm going to grab this little book right here and I'm going to declare Morgan back. I wrote 2 words. Well, 2 years later, it's really fun. I was walking the beach down with him and he said, well, it really worked. They're still dating now. So the tears all went away and they declared and they received immediately. So if it's possible for 18-year-olds, it's possible for all of us. And it just really is about the power of in the beginning was the word, and it says ask, seek, and knock, for everyone who asks receives. And when we really get this, even from our youth, I will give you the quick story again, because the joy was on the way here tonight. I was on a call with the Honors College at FGCU for my youngest daughter. Well, last time we got together, if you remember, she was taking 5 classes, and with COVID, they are all online. And she found that she's really a student that would love one-on-one teaching to have a professor involved in her education. And so 3 of the classes she got A's in, and 2 of the classes she was failing. And so I said, God, well, you know, we have a couple weeks left of the semester. You are going to have to wow me how you're going to make her an A honor student, available for honors and eligible for honors college. And so miraculously, she was excused from those 2 classes with simply because of COVID, they allowed her to drop those classes in the very last hour. And so she has a perfect 4.0, and I was just on with Honors College, the president, just now on the way here. So when it looks gloomy, guys, the fact is God will always deliver when we can receive the answer. So it puts us in the opportunity to really understand why we come together in these meetings, is to learn how to be a receiver. So ask and you shall receive. And if you look at the book, the first word is ask, and then very big, there's the word receive. And it's very large. Please keep this book on your bedside. Most of my friends have it right next to them, so that you just can remember to wake up and receive, and just let your mind see that word receive. And it comes from the sky. Everything comes from the thin air. So 99.9% thin air. And that's where everything comes from. So can you imagine that if it comes from the most, everything just keeps bringing in more and more abundance, waves of abundance that come in, just like the waves. Whether we're sitting here, the waves are still rolling in. And those waves that are out there in that ocean just rolling in, that power, that almighty power that has made worlds, that is the power that we can tap into at every moment. And so my joy, and I know this is over 7 years now. In October, it'll be the 8th year this group's been meeting. We've done it for 8 years. It was supposed to be 8 meetings. It's 8 years later. And everybody says, keep going, keep going. Yeah. We'll hear it again. We've heard it every couple of weeks, and we'll just hear it again. So the power is out there, and it's a matter of us to just focus on it for more than 30 seconds. And so when we come together and we spend 2 hours together every couple of weeks, we've actually come together and focused on it. And 2 or more coming together in my name, there I shall be also. And so we are here. We're here. And when I say get your pen out and your paper out, right? He who asks more receives more. So why are we just writing our 100 askings very fast? Because he who asks more receives more. So if you're here and you would love to receive the abundance that is in every wave, it's like the grass growing, it just grows. It's from the thin air. Everything's from the thin air. That honors college situation, those scholarships, they came from God, his thin air. They were just answered from tears to glory. And you know, Gillian, I mentioned it because she was just here for the last 3 weeks, and she's made a bunch of the book covers for us. She's an English major, and what a blessing it is to see young people's dreams come true so simply and see them become such believers. And I charge all of us that for the next generation, that we can leave our legacy of this exact receiving. We're in a world that people have taught us to give until you're tired, until you work 16 hours a day, until you work the weekends also, until you give. And yet we came here to receive. The waves of abundance are just there. Are we calling in those waves, and are we riding those waves? So please, on your paper, really understand we're here to surf our wave. That's why we have a divine mission, and pick 3 words that describe you, and that is your mission. So for me, it's joy, receive joy, health, right? And resetting is my verb. So, and wealth. And if anybody knows me, you know that I've given a whole lifetime to this. Joy, health, wealth, and resetting is my verb. And you can combine that into one sentence, and then you shorten it to a smaller version. And for me, it's just be the light. All right. So I can help you reset. That's my gift. We all have our passion, and that's why I'm doing this for 8 years. And thank goodness for JJ and Oscar for having us all over.
Thank you.
Yay, JJ and Oscar, thank you for hosting us. So we're here to really understand the importance of declaring.
Okay, let's just welcome the new members.
Okay.
So let's make a new round, like a really short round of you. And then I tell you what you can expect in your little member package. So we have Dixie here, and Dixie is managing Cafe Nutrients. And she wants to tell us about a party that is coming up.
Yes, I am the director of operations at Cafe Nutrients.
And tell us where it is located on 41.
Cafe Nutrients is on 41, and our address is 3081 Tamiami Trail North. So we're on 41, next to Mr. Tequila. If you guys know where Mr. Tequila is, on 41.
The what? I'm sorry, Mr. Tequila.
Mr. Tequila, that's like the closest. It's right next to it, but we're called Cafe Nutrients. We're 100% organic and plant-based restaurant. The only 100% organic and plant-based restaurant in Naples. We've been open for over 3.5 years, but we were closer to the beach, and we just relocated and did a grand opening, and we've been open for about a month now in our new location.
What is your address?
3081 or 3080.
Is it just north?
Yeah, we'll find it when I get there.
Make sure.
It's a little
hidden.
I will say that I saw your sign.
You saw it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I
I'll give you
Tell everyone. Do tell everyone.
Sorry, 3080.
So and whoever received the last Miraclegroup invitation, I put the address and the invite for our party in this email.
Okay, and that it is on Saturday night.
Yes, so this Saturday is our second block party. We basically created kind of like a mini farmers market, and we created the Naples Organic Alliance so that we can collaborate with other green businesses. So essentially, we always invite different vendors that are also, conscious and mindful about their practices and how it affects the environment and humans and the animals, etc. So it's an opportunity to meet other like-minded businesses in town, support local business, great food, and live music. So this Saturday from 5 to 9 is our block party.
And it's outside.
It's outside and indoor. We have outdoor seating and indoor seating.
And Dixie invited us to be a vendor, so we will be there the whole time. So
yeah, so if you have any questions, you can come talk to us. Right? We'll bring some extra chairs. You can hang around our little booth. Our little table. We'll just have a table going.
It should be fun. Last block party, we had over 200 people, and it was a big hit, and it was a lot of fun.
So that's where Sylvie and I are going. You're being there Saturday night, right?
I'll be there.
Yep. Dane Stevens is going to be there. Mm-hmm. Good. Join us.
So lots of like-minded people.
Oh, then Monica.
Yes. Hi, Monica.
Hi. I'm from Chicago. She's visiting. Yeah,
Oh, great. Oh, welcome.
That's okay. That's cool. I don't know. And she's here for a month. Yeah, we came for a month from my house. So.
Oh, and who convinced you to come to the meeting? JJ. Okay. Good. Well, we welcome you, and we know that you'll really enjoy it.
I didn't convince. I just
invite it.
Yeah. You just invite.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to show up.
All right.
Okay, so we have JJ, our hostess, and for Receive Joy, the biggest, and the Miraclegroup, the biggest PR person we have.
Yeah, JJ.
Our biggest light. Thank you. And then we have Wilma, and Wilma joins us frequently with her positivity and her Lithuanian
And her very
energy.
good bread. Home-baked bread.
She brings from a baker. Anybody ever wants? From a friend. And then we have a new.
Yes, I invited Jennifer. She
Hi,
is actually
Jennifer.
part of my women's dance team, but she's also a dance instructor at All Star Dance Studio, which is also 41.
Uh-huh.
So
We got dancers.
Yes.
Yay.
I'm excited to have her here. Actually, her and Dixie met each other too, right? Recently. So it's all kind of interconnected.
Oh, great.
It always is. Only matching particles can meet each other.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
You guys need solar power, Christine.
That's right. Oscar's teaching you well.
We do. We have 3 solar guys now. We have Oscar,
Alan, yes.
Jellic, and Alan, and then we have also
I have solar
People-
and we're in permit, still in permit.
Yeah.
there's people
No,
really,
it's- We have 9 panels already, it dropped our electric bill in half.
Yeah.
And so we're doing the other 10 more, because my husband knows more than you do.
That's really good. You get it from all sides, Christine.
No,
All
we're
right.
getting battery back off, because, we don't know, we're now, they've taken us off of our oil and local oil, and God only knows what gas prices are going up. And
yeah, we're going up.
Good.
And then we have Laura,
Laura
who's
and
expecting
Jelly.
a baby in March. When? March 16?
16.
So
Yes,
we're
yes.
gonna have extra. We're gonna have extra people.
So both of them joined us the first time last time.
Yeah.
So we are happy to have you back now
Yeah.
for the second time.
Thank you.
And just showing up. And so I met with Laura the other day at the cafe.
Cafe Nutrients.
Where I met Dixie.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful that we all know each other and we are getting to know each other better and better.
Absolutely.
So, and that's one thing I also want to share with you guys. I am creating like a little directory for us, for our little group, because I realized I have like 136 or 130 emails, 137 emails already, like from people that came over the years and are still joining us every once in a while and wish to keep in contact. And just that we know.
And we have
What-
400 something of people who have,
Yeah, worldwide. So just that we know what everyone does, even if it's a solar or if it's a violin playing, and it's better to have someone that we know, a service being rendered, than someone outside our group, right? So I'm doing a directory. So do me a favor, if I have yet to receive your business cards or some information, write a little text, like one paragraph about yourself, what you're doing, and all the information. I'm putting together like a little PDF booklet, and I will send that out also in the next Miraclegroup invitation. And I send a sample, and I will send it again. That we actually put together like our tribe, our group of people, and what we are offering each other. So, and I think it's very, very great, because then, I mean, I love to know, like, I go to Dixie's Cafe, I love to go and have a massage from JJ and like whatever we offer. So it's like really great. And that idea came in 2017 and we're finally doing it.
yeah.
So we're catching up. So Ellen, we have Ellen also with the solar
Yeah, files, yeah. Hello.
and for extra prayers.
Yeah,
You
I'm
went through-
excited that tonight, my son, I had to have emergency surgery almost a month, 3 weeks to 3.5 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And my son, Stephen, flew in from Seattle. It's the first time he's been in Florida since he was 11 years old. He's 32. So it's been 21 years since he's been down here. And it's the first time in years. I mean, he graduated in June of when he graduated, and he joined the Coast Guard in September. And we have had very little time in all these years to be together. And so he flew in on the 14th of January, and he'll be here till the 23rd of this month.
And I'd love to have breakfast with you. And
I really would like to do
Okay.
that. As we speak, he's getting things prepared. His children and their mother, his ex, we're praying to the Lord to be in the midst of all that.
Is coming.
They're flying in tonight.
Oh.
Yeah. And they'll be all staying.
Then he'll be ready for some breakfast
Yes.
away for an hour.
Yeah, they're all going to be staying, not tonight, got a hotel for the night, but they're going to be staying at my mother's. So
Okay.
that's been quite a journey for those that know my dear sweet.
Oh,
Very meticulous mother. But we're excited because the kids have they've been to our little house in Michigan.
Mhm.
They've never been to grandpa and grandma's, grandpa, and that's grandma. They don't know, they don't understand. They're 3 and 5, or 5 and 8 now.
Right.
But we're excited about that. They'll be here for 9 days.
Oh,
that's Alan.
Yeah, so that's Alan. 6 kids, 14. Oh, we're so
Oh, and a lot of stories.
One more. I know. We just found out last night. My son Christopher, who lives in Minot, North Dakota, he and Mackenzie are due in early September with their second child.
Oh,
So
congratulations!
Yeah, so we're really excited.
So for everyone, we record every meeting. So we are doing it on Zoom, and we have the people joining on Zoom, and I'm recording it at the same time. And I have all the last meetings from last year uploaded on the YouTube channel.
So just go on to
if you want to
receivejoy
listen to
YouTube.
more of Ellen's stories from previous meetings, watch the old meetings. It's really interesting. I mean, everyone is sharing. So if you enjoy today's meeting, and then throughout the week before we meet again, I mean, now we meet in 1 week again. But if you have like, I need some more joy, I will receive more joy. Like, let's go to Receive Joy's YouTube channel and just type in Receive Joy channel. And then it comes up, or I send you the link, and subscribe and like and watch as much as you like to stay in the joy and with all the positivity here.
Okay, and we have Kelly.
We have Kelly, yeah.
Oh, I am from Wisconsin.
And tell us how you got here.
I got her. I just connected with you all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, friends of mine, Carrie, we've been friends forever, you know.
And she comes to
And
the
Carrie is
Miraclegroup.
from the Miraclegroup.
Yeah. Carrie and Bernie. And then, you know, we kind of connect with each other every few months, and every time we connect, we're in the same vibration and same energy and same the things that happened to me like that day happened to her that day. It just matches.
Yes.
I said, you know, we're our people.
Yes.
And then she says, well, I have a miracle group that I belong to in Naples. I said, no, do you really? And then she says, well, I don't know if you can connect. Maybe you can start your own miracle group. So then it just kind of it wasn't quite jiving for me. So then I connected somehow.
You called me.
I called. I sent you an email. And I bought your book and something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, something like
But
that.
we
And then
talked to
we
each other.
talked on the phone, yeah. And then you had said, you know.
And then your daughter.
Our daughter, was connected with Carrie, and they've had some.
So just for you, everyone who read and did like Connect to the Light, like last year we went through the second book, Connect to the Light. The story in here that is about like that a friend from the Miraclegroup is turning on someone with a daughter, that's her story.
Yeah.
So that's like, every story here is from someone we know, and like if you come more often, you will realize who it is.
Yeah, right.
So everyone's in the book.
So as you're reading the book, all the stories are real from here.
And from the next book, so when you keep on coming and telling us stories, you will come. You will show up.
Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, so we
wonderful.
talked, and I just said, you know, you're my people. It's like I'm from a planet, and I found my planet.
And it's a blessing. So us, like you live in Wisconsin, and we talked on the phone, and it's the first time we see each other face to face.
Right,
It's
it
so
is. It's been a
fun.
while.
So thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Yay. So nice. Put good faces
And then we have
together.
Sandy.
Hi.
How did you attract to be here?
Well, I met JJ and Oscar in the parking lot at the grocery store about a month ago, and we had a conversation and shared some moments in the parking lot, and I felt the positive energy, and she invited me here, and I had no idea what it was going to be about, but I'm really liking it so far.
Good. Wow, welcome.
Okay, so
Alright.
just for everyone that is new, because we have so many new members, I prepared for you like a little package, because we are writing all the time. That's why I have like some sample pages here for you, like blank note pages, take envelope notes. And I also put in here 100 desire list, because what we do here is asking, and we start by 100 things. So do yourself a favor as a homework that you go and do it, because we do it in a group here. We started this year with our 10-week series that is called Live by Design. We are on session number 3, and in session number 1 we did all our goal setting in the inspiration notebook, which is yes, we have.
Yeah. So the beauty of this whole idea that we're going through is that each of you start with your 100 list. Write it as fast as you can. So if you have yet to do that homework or would like to catch up, you're just listing everything you can comes to your mind that's an asking. and you do it as fast as your hand can write. 1 word, 2 words. And the idea is to get the juices flowing of asking. So when I hear people have come here before and then have yet to journal anything for the whole week, this is the way to do it. 1 word in each box. And I know that Patrick was joining, and Patrick, I was mentioning it forward, that 1 word in your daily asking journal, 1 word in each box. If that's the way to begin, then just put 1 word, because it's 1 more word than you wrote 5 minutes ago and maybe the whole week of an asking. So start with your list of 100, tape it in your book, or write it right in the back of your book. So that's the first homework if anybody is yet to.
We started with the goal setting and the inspiration notebook, and we filled in all our goals for each area of our life. That was the first meeting we had this year, and the second meeting was about an overview of the 9 steps. So in your little package, you have this printout that shows the 9 steps, and
Yes.
these are the steps that Carisa came up with. How can we make manifesting, asking, and receiving light and easy? So with these 9 steps that are like really in detail and ask and you shall receive, and this is a reminder for you, everything comes, everything always transpires. So as a reminder, as a pocket guide for you, I have it here that you can just take it with you. So then a welcome letter and everything else we offer, so you can go through that. And we have a sample page of our daily asking journal. So that is a journal we fill in every day, what Carisa just mentioned, and we fill that in to train our muscle and receive more and more and more. So I have for you like this empty page, and today we are talking about the declaration, I declare, starting asking, and this is the page that is in the back of the daily asking journal 30 times, and we fill that in. So if you have yet to have the journal, you can start with this page to fill in. And usually at the end of each meeting we do a little belief work. We take old beliefs and replace them with better serving ones. And we have like this whole workbook with beliefs. And one example is I'm worthy of God's love, because that's where you have to start in order to receive. And we do like one empty one, what fits. However, today we're doing another fun exercise. We are doing our
Time capsule.
Before Carisa left on her 10-month vacation around the world, people who went to the meeting wrote whatever they were asking, and we were putting this in the envelope. And today we are opening it for whoever was there and see what came to be. I think Donna was there at the meeting. Probably maybe JJ was there. Let's see. I was there for sure. Carisa was there for sure. However, let's do it again. So today, because our main topic is asking, we will ask again. So everyone gets to write like a whole page, and we put it in a new envelope, and we open it in a year. And just when we completely forget about it and be calm, that is one of the 9 steps, we will see how much comes to be. So you gotta join us in a year again. We open it and we have fun just seeing what came within the year. And some things we look, oh, that was something that was on my mind back then. I either have it or I really don't need it anymore. So that is so much fun. So we do that instead of the focus wheel. However, I have one of those in here that bring it for the next meeting then when we do that again. So that is everything that is in here, including a business card that says receive joy. And I have a fun miracle story. So with this business card, I had a phone call on Sunday, and there was a lady on the other side. I had yet to speak to. Her name was also Sandra.
Sandra, yeah.
And she said, I found your business cards. I have this whole box of over 300 cards, and I picked up yours. What church are you?
Church of Joy.
Church of Joy.
So I explained to her, we have this book and we do positivity, and it's like, oh, what kind of denomination? I was like, it's faith. It's for everyone. It's combining whoever believes in our Creator. It's for you. It's for everyone who wishes to be positive. So she also said she might join at some point. So let's see if she also turns up. However, she was really excited about just finding this card. And so we made this one side just receive joy. I mean, everyone has to receive more joy. And you had that when you went around the world.
That's right. So every time the card went down, they said, oh, I can really use some of this. So they pick up the card and you can use some more joy. So it was just fun to leave the note, receive joy, and to offer that up as a beautiful vibration.
And whenever you purchase a book, like our workbooks are $10, or like the Ask and You Shall Receive is $15, and the Connect the Light is $20. Whenever you purchase something, I have this really cool reward card. I created
Sylvie, you got it all, man.
You get like my signature
You're
or
going high
stamp.
tech, aren't you?
That's right.
Or printed. So, and when you collect like 10 stamps, you can have like really cool receive joy stuff.
And of course, Sylvie got it all printed and everything. Yes, like the receive joy bag. Yes, it's very, very fun. We have to get those back out because everybody, all the books now, we carry them around in our bag.
So like, for example, a bag like those.
So when we were very organized and we had a very core group here, there's a lot of new people, we all brought our bag with all our books in it every time we got together. So I'll bring the bags back out. It's time. That's right.
Can we buy bags from you?
Yeah. It's so fun. All right.
Okay, so welcome. And if you have questions, just write them down and we can talk about that after the meeting or meet for tea or whatever you like. And just flow along with us. And the more often you come, the more foundation you receive, the easier it will become.
Right.
Okay, I declare today's topic. Start asking.
All right. So on page 158 and Asking You Shall Receive, if you have the book here, just go ahead and open it up. And it's time to declare. So step 2 of the 9-step method is to declare. A navigation system using the global position system, GPS, is very beneficial. It guides us and keeps us on track. The device is a receiver for unique signals emitted from 24 satellites orbiting the Earth. So I want us to all remember of our old GPSs that we had, and we all had them plugged in our car. Remember, you'd put them in the cigarette lighter, and they would, and the most important thing to remember is how much of the address was necessary to put in. All of it. It started with the country, then it went down to possibly even your city that you're looking for, because there's in North Carolina, South Carolina, a lot of the same city names. There's Naples, Italy, there's Naples, Florida, like we're in right now. So the more data you gave something, the address, the quicker and more accurate you could arrive there. A lot of times if we left out one number, it would take you down the street, or if you left the north or the south off, you would be in a different location. And that's how this universe is. It is the greatest global GPS system. And that's why our words are so important, because if you wrote south and you meant north, you're ending up at a different house or a different location. And the beautiful thing is, once you've entered your address in this wonderful GPS system, once you've entered that address, you're going to get there. You could stop as many times as you want along the way, and you're still going to get there. And if you take a detour or you turn the wrong way, it's going to say recalculating. Remember that? Recalculating. God in his universe is always ready to recalculate where we're going, as long as they have the proper address. So why do we declare our address? That is entering in a state of absolute telling. Do we want it to be this color? Do we want it now or in 10 years? Are we ready to receive it? Are we ready to gift it to someone else? What is exactly going on? So declaration, as the 2 examples I gave you, the how is up to God, yet the focus, the middle of that target, is to be filled out by you. What is your desire? It comes from your own heart. And that's why if you just take a moment and turn in the back of your journals and you look at the Daily Asking Journal, in the very back, it says, I declare. That very back, go ahead there and open to one of those pages. So as we're sitting here and I'm giving this lesson, I want everybody to think of something that's really important to them. And I want you to start with that, I declare that. And we're writing it in positive current tense. I declare that I am now the proud owner of, that I now am so grateful that I have this achieved in my life. If it's a new home, if it's something sold, if it's something that you're attracting to you, declare it. Make that declaration like the bus going by, I declare, ... and fill it in. And so the parameters that we work with in this life, the parameters are so important. If you would like short sleeves versus long sleeves, it's a whole different garment. If you would like women's size versus a men's size, it's a whole different department. So when we say, and it's been said many different ways, that the universe, leave it all up to the universe. I tend to tell you, I've been doing this for my whole life, 57 years, and the universe is the most accurate universe that we live in. It loves detail. If you understand how this body works, it is able to do functions that are beyond our comprehension in great detail. So let's understand that when we want to play with the detail, it plays back with us. So like Christine said, she had once asked for 10 solar panels. Now she's asking for more. So she's going back in her asking and declaring more. And in that declaration, one of her parameters could be that her husband is joyfully on her side to have more. So as we're doing these declaration pages, understand that the clearer we are, and the more we play in our dream by writing, I'd like a little of this and a little of that, a little more of this, a little less of that, I'd like a little of this. When we're playing in that, we're moving molecules and we're dancing. And the more you dance with your desire, the more your desire dances with you. So it's the whole fun of, did Alexander Graham Bell, right, invent the telephone, and did the telephone find him? Because he was dancing with an idea and in a dream. And that's the same thing when we have Da Vinci, we talk about, and we talk about Edison. These guys were sketching things in their notebooks. They have 1,000 notebooks going. I have a Da Vinci book this thick with sketches and words and all this. That's why when we're here for this group, and I praise you that pick up the pen every day and twice on Sunday and draw a picture or tape in an article or write a list of 100 things and then write another list of another 100 things. The idea is we're the askers of the whole world. And we go back to, think of your whole neighborhood. Who's taking a night like tonight and writing down 100 things? Of all the people you know, including your family, who takes that moment that we're taking right now to get a pen out and fill pages up? And it's so simple. I know that I see people that have been with me for years, like Sue here. We've filled up books and books and books over the years. She's smiling. And so many wonderful books and pages and pages, and the amount of what's come true and the magnitude and the joy, just remembering, creating every little thing. And we created it first with an idea, and then we played in that idea, and we declared that idea. We wrote parameters, and we thought of why we really desire such a thing. And then we just gave a thank you, and we left it up to God. So that's part of the time capsules. We left it up to God. I'm really excited to see my paper. So one of the askings, and I preference that time capsule with this. God pulled it for me to go and take my kids in the middle of their college, just take them out of school and go around the world. 6 months later, COVID. We went to 42 countries, 82 flights in a row. Could you imagine 6 months later? Zero. So that timing was so divine. It was so perfect. It was so wonderful. And then you think of the miracle and planting those prayer stones around the whole world. Carrie's brother, he sent me those stones right before I left, the 2 days before I left. So what a joy it is. What a joy it is that we can actually declare, knowing that the waves of abundance have already brought it in. And that's why I say, pick up your pens, folks. If you are yet to have, it's because you've yet to ask. All right. And then re-ask if you need to. So if that's something that makes you feel good, ask again. Ask it in different words. Ask it in a different way. Play with it a little bit. So most of us have these great dreams and visions, and we hot potato them right out the door. Oh, give it to somebody else. Let it go. I got to go to work now, right? Play in your dream. Bring it back in and say, you know what? I'm going to re-envision this. I'm going to add a room on. I'm going to add something more to my soup, right? This joy soup that we're making, add some more ingredients in. Get a little more specific. The universe, again, likes to be specific. I mean, I had 3 daughters, and one liked pink and one liked blue and one liked purple. We would get the same toy and they'd be in 3 different colors. And then the dog wanted a toy too. And it was amazing how the dog knew its toy in the whole toy box, stuffed this high with toys. The dog would go find its toy. And I had it in blue, pink, purple, right? And the dog would find its toy. So the universe is here to give you your toy, your exact toy. Now it wants to know, is it brown? Is it pink? Is it blue? Is it a horse? What is your toy? And play with your toy. When the universe sees you playing with your toy, it knows it's your toy. So we hot potato our time and everything so far out and let somebody else worry about it. We use that word, even that crazy word. Throw it away. Hold on to it and play with it. Talk to people about it. Joke about it and say, like tonight I wore it. I wore my Ferrari pants, everybody. And I wore my Ferrari shoes, right? Okay, so my Ferrari pants, right? My Ferrari pants I got for my birthday, and my Ferrari shoes I got for Christmas, right? And I'm envisioning my foot stepping out of that Ferrari and the whole fun of the Ferrari pants and the Ferrari shoes, right? I keep going. My next celebration will be another piece to it. And then I drove by Walmart, remember? And right next to my favorite store, Walmart, they built a Ferrari dealership 2 miles from my house. And this Saturday, it was so fun. Sylvie had breakfast with my mom, and they're having a Ferrari show on the new street on 5th Avenue where I bought the house. So I could walk down. I was wondering what was going on, a Ferrari show. So do you see how fun and so I'm out to dinner with my husband the night before the Ferrari show on our street. And I'm telling him about my Ferrari shoes, thanking him for buying the shoes and the pants. And I'm like, these are my Ferrari shoes. Now, next I'm going to buy my Ferrari shirt. The whole fun is just have fun.
Yeah.
Have some fun with it all. Have some fun. And we drove by the Ferrari dealership. I'm on 41 just looking in saying, is there a yellow one in the parking lot? I named it Sunshine. There was one yellow one. So I said, yeah, I see one over there. I'm like, okay, now I got to stop in and take a picture of it. I named it already. I named it Sunshine. So you name everything in your life. You got to make it familiar. You got to name your laptop. You've got to name your table. You've got to name your car. You got to name each house. You got to name everything. Because if you live in the Miracle Palace, it's different than 1740 Persimmon. So when you live in that Miracle Palace and you're on your special laptop and you've got your Sunshine parked out in the street and you name your bicycle that you're about to get on, Friendly Joe, whatever it is, when you name it, when you play with it, when you bring it back and say, wait, I'm going to declare it a little bit and I'm going to put parameters and I'm going to say why I like my favorite Joe bike. I'm going to write everything down. Then the universe goes, gosh, they really love this. I'm going to have to get right on this because they're having fun with this and I love fun. So the universe shows up. If we write or thought of a desire or a dream and then somebody else squished it, and then we go away with that feeling that somebody else we shared it with was like, oh, that's why we go to this group here. So everybody's like, yeah, go for it. It's ridiculous as me winning the lottery and having a yellow Ferrari. I laugh. I said, I need the truck because I have to move stuff. I don't know. I'll just have the Ferrari to have it just because it's fun. And because that symbolizes. So my husband said, I'll buy you the Ferrari. I said, it has to come from winning the lottery. And he said, really? I said, yes, it has to come. One of my parameters is the thing I would buy if I won the lottery. So you see, make all these fun parameters and just play and laugh about it. It is about play. Like a child. God says, if you're like a child, you can receive the kingdom. So let's do whatever it takes, again, to be like a child. And it starts with declaring the bullseye. Declaring and then putting parameters around that declaration, long sleeves, short sleeves, red or blue or pink or purple or orange or dog toy. What is it that you really want? One ear white, one ear black. Like my daughter wanted a dog, write it down. Do you want it male or female? But let's write everything down. What is it that is important? And then remembering the why. The why is that simple thing of what is going to get you off the chair and motivate you. Why do you would like your Father in heaven to provide it? Do you know this whole Ferrari thing, everybody here? It's because when we started our first Miracle Group meeting, we said we were going to win the lottery. So guess what the final meeting will have to be? The lottery will be won. And so for me to visualize what is a lottery, I'm thinking yellow Ferrari. Ridiculous. Fun.
Oh, next week you're gonna have a Ferrari yellow one parked right there.
That's right.
in front of the house.
That's right. So the fun is just that. What is it that symbolizes your win?
Do you buy lottery tickets?
I'll go for it.
Seldom. And remember this, God, that there's a good question for you. The earthly way is, if you're going to win, you've got to make the first step and buy the ticket. Let me tell you, there's tickets blowing around in the parking lot, in the trash can. Your neighbor could lay one down. You could be given it as a gift. We were just having breakfast this morning with another Miracle Group member from years ago, Sally Potter, and she was such a wonderful lady, and she's sitting there, and the owner of the restaurant says, "Oh, I'm buying your table breakfast because you prayed for my son years ago." And so here we're part of the table, right? And Sylvia and I took my daughter's dinner too. So now she's buying my daughter a dinner, and the owner just paid the bill. So did I need a piece of paper? Did I need to buy a ticket? Did I need to buy a Skillets card? It just happened. So the miracles are going to just walk into your life. Now, if it makes you feel comfortable, buy the ticket. If that's part of your soup or your fun, then buy the ticket.
Look at the numbers. I
Yes.
buy 'em and forget to
Perfect.
look at
Okay.
them.
Well, so if that's part of you playing in it, then play in it. So here we are. Part of playing in it was just having a wonderful time with our friend, and we had never met the owners. We did go up and thank them after. It was a fun conversation. The idea is that just sharing that joy. It was just so fun to have the person waiting on us, the daughter of the owner, and I had yet to ever meet her. I've been there going, and then I went to talk to the neighbors and the owners, and they said they were talking about the first Skillets in town, and some of us had been here a while. It's the one on Pine Ridge by the YMCA. And I remember going to that because I've been in town, 35 years. They've had their Skillets 30 years. I said, "Oh, I can remember way back then." She said, "You look familiar." I said, "Yeah, there were only a few of us here." Zero outdoor seating because they were only needed the indoor seating. 10 tables, that's it. Served the whole population of Naples. One restaurant. There was one high school when we moved here. There's 17 high schools now in Naples.
17
High school? Yes, and Naples is only 13 miles across.
What?
17. So there's private ones, there's a Mason Academy, there's Catholic schools, there's 17 options for your kids now with homeschool groups. I mean, it's just amazing in our little town here. So she just brought that to, so you see, we can win just because we want, just because we are. Just because we breathe, just because we're having a great celebration, just because we prayed over something someday, somewhere, somebody at your table prayed, somebody in this group prayed, and we can all win the free lunch.
And the buying the ticket is the how. We don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, God's already got it. So if it makes you feel good and it's part of your dream to buy the ticket, buy the ticket. Yeah, so sometimes I do just to play in it, just to laugh. I'm like, okay, yes, God, let's play today. Alan.
So on that subject of winning the lottery, many, many years ago, two very short stories. Many years ago, I had a client, they were insurance clients of mine, and he always said, "Well, I'm going to win the lottery."
Mm-hmm.
And one Sunday afternoon, sitting watching the football game, his wife, he just all of a sudden got up and she said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I got to go to the corner store." And he got up. And he didn't know, and right in the middle of the game, she said, "I couldn't believe that he left the television. You couldn't get him away from the television for nothing. The game was going on." And he got up from the game and he went down to the corner party store. And he just, I don't remember how many, if he bought one or he bought 10, but he bought the lotto, the Michigan lottery. And he came home and she says, "What did you do?" And he says, "I had to go win the lottery." And she says, What do you mean win the lottery?" He says, "One of these is a winner. I just know it." And the next morning, he did. He won millions of dollars. I forgot what he won.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
So intuition was telling him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have, and then prior to that, my good friend Jamin, when I was for many years, his mother Helen, she used to have, she played it all, but she was determined And in her lifetime, she won the lottery twice. She had one that was, she took it annually. The first one was $72,000 a year for life. And the other one that was after taxes. And the other one was 50.
You go, girl.
56,000. 72 was the one, and then 56,000 was the second one, like 18 months later. And then she
Exactly,
won.
because she was already in the path.
Yeah.
And I encourage everybody, if you have your pen out, to write this down, that there's a lady who's old lady, 70-some years old, and she, if you Google the most winning person alive, or what was it, this old winner.
5,000.
She won over 5,000 contests. This one lady from Texas, she even won her home. She just passed away, but she used our simple idea of just realizing, she said, when I found out about the laws of attraction and all this, I just went for it. And so this is a simple lady. So do go online and do look up the most winning lady around, and listen to her little 15-minute video, and it just encourages you because it's so funny. Simple woman, just like that. She said, I won this vacation, and then I had to win my house, and then I won to Oregon, and then I had to win the flooring for my house, and and she just kept winning.
And the fun story is she wanted to like spend her 40th birthday in Paris on the sidewalk sipping wine. And then the week before, she won like some other travel, and she's like, "I've been there. What do I, what do I do?"
I already won that one. And they said, "Well, lady, you won a first-class ticket. You can take it anywhere. Change it in for a different one. It's
and then she's like,
ticket."
"Oh, and this time I had second prize." Because she has such an expectancy of first prize. It's like an organ.
5,000 contests, one person in Texas won. Yeah. So, and she's recorded all 5,000 wins. And we did one Miracle Group meeting a couple of years ago when we first had this video up there, and we went around and we all recorded the things we can remember: winning a gift basket, winning the door prize, winning the, and so do keep a list of what you have won, including today, the lunch.
So we made this in this Miracle Group meeting back then. We made like the deal with each other that we go out this week and
win something, and we all won.
And we all
everybody won.
I did like I won a purse, and I won like, that was the funniest thing.
We all won. Everybody in the meeting won.
Like an electric tea kettle, but it was like a porcelain, like from the old times. And I was wondering, how did I get that? But we were reading a book, like an old book, like Florence Scovel Shinn, The World Is Your Want, and she described something in there, and I was wondering what it is. Like for 1 cup of tea, like an electric heater. I was like, I have yet to see such a thing.
And then she won it 2 days later. Somebody bought it from a used store, and it's the like old kind. Some of us remember where you plug that like into the wall, and it was a small one with the aluminum coil inside the porcelain pot. The first Insta heater. So she won it, and she says, "What is this?" I said, "I know exactly what that is because I wanted." It was like, oh, it was so fun.
And I really wanted the second prize, and I got the first. In this.
Yeah. So we did. We all challenged, and there's something that you can put down, and you can all do it as a group. So everybody then had to come back the next Miracle Group meeting, and we all won something. Sue, you won tickets to the zoo for your grandkids. Do you remember that? Can you unmute? This was so fun.
Yes, I won. No, I got tickets because it rained. I got substitute tickets. I don't remember winning tickets to the zoo, but I have won quite a few things, 3 or 4 things.
Yeah. So
a clock, a table, a chairs, a bike, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Right. So anyways, Sue was at that meeting. And so we all had to come back and show what we got just out of the clear blue sky that somebody offered to us for free, that they increased our life experience and just wanted to hand us something. And I remember tickets to the zoo. I know this was a few years back. But
maybe I forgot. Yeah.
Got tickets to something. And I know you got those tickets to the zoo, though. You got tickets. That's what you got.
Okay.
We all came in. It was just,
you remember.
It was just amazing how all of us got something just because we put our mind to it, just because we called it out and wrote down, we're a winner. So we wrote down as a group, I am a winner. And if you'd
Yep.
like to write that
I'm gonna
down,
write it again.
yeah, I am a winner. I'm gonna write it in my journal right away again too.
So Oscar and I went to Hawaii for free. Our flight and our was paid for.
Yay!
He did ask to go to Maui 3 years ago. And we actually ended up going for free.
Excellent. So we're our
It was
first
gifted
winner.
to us. So yes.
Tell us how you did it.
Yeah, where did it come from?
God.
The God.
I was waiting for that.
Hey, man, sister. She answered the question.
Uh-huh.
I know it's James.
He
Stephen-
manifested, he asked, and how it happened, it just happened.
Okay.
It was presented to us that we got tickets paid and resort paid.
Uh-huh. And so one of the other wins that we had, so when we had this miracle group meeting, Vilma, one of the members, the founding member when we first started, she and Helen is the lady who had the blue Receive Joy card that this lady just picked up years later in her box that Sylvia was telling you the story about. Helen presented her win, and her win was, okay, I'm going with a gentleman and kind of his caregiver, and he's taking me on an oceanic cruise. I have my own room, a cabin, and we're going around Spain and Italy and all this. It's gonna be a wonderful vacation. And so when we finished the meeting, we were all walking in the parking lot and declaring, at that time, Vilma, she declared, I'm going too. I want a free vacation. So the gentleman could not travel, and Vilma got his they each had their own suites on the boat, the two women, the two miracle members. They went around, oh my gosh, it was like a 3-week vacation. It was amazing, and they both had it fully paid for. Because this gentleman had bought 2 tickets and he couldn't go. And they had the best time together because it was 2 ladies from the miracle group here. So we have so many great miracle stories over these almost 8 years now together. And what a blessing, what a blessing. So I am a winner. And then do remember your old wins to encourage you that we all have won something in our life, even if we were a young kid, and make that list. And do share it with yourself and your friends and talk about some of the wins to re-encourage yourselves and your body that you are a winner. And even if it's the
Funny thing, we were looking at a house just for the fun of it, and when remember I walked in that house and I said, that end table in the bedroom matches my bedroom furniture. I bought, we were married in 1965. We bought the dresser and the chest of drawers. We never got end tables.
Oh gosh,
1965, Pennsylvania. We bought that furniture down. We still have it. So we walk into this house, and I'm like, there's no none of the furniture matches. There's an end table that matches my bedroom furniture. So I called the realtor, and I said, weird. If the lady bought the house because it was sold, doesn't want that end table, I want it. And so she called me today.
And this is a true story because I was there to witness it.
So she called me today and she said, we're getting rid of it. Would you want to come over at 2:30 today and pick up the end table? I'm like, yeah, baby. She gave it to me. I mean, we're talking 56 years ago. I bought that furniture in Pennsylvania, and there's an end table, which I have no end table.
Right.
There are side tables for that bedroom furniture, and I just got
Go
it.
Christine, right.
I had to tell you that.
That's a great one. So these are the fun wins. And so now if you're a journaler and you have our daily asking journal, in it we have a box that says that my gains and miracles created. And that's what that box is for. So today Christine would write, my 1965 dream end table is in my house now. All right. So
my box is overflowing today.
So the reason
Just
we
another
keep
normal
score is so at the end of this 3-4 months that you have your journal going, and then we buy another journal, that you have got 100 miracles in every single book that happened to you, or stories of people that you are friendly with. Like JJ can write down Christine's borough. She was there. She saw the table and she saw the lady offer it to her. So you can, anything you've witnessed in that day. I wrote down my free lunch and meeting the owners of Skillets. I've been here 30 years. I was zero yet to know the owner of the 10 restaurants. It started from 1 and now it's 10 here in Naples. And now I got to meet them. So It's just fun. And it's my favorite breakfast place.
Oh, that's fun.
So it's just, there you go. Write down your miracles. If you're a golfer and you want to increase your game or decrease your score in golf and increase your ability in the game, you keep score. If you're a tennis player, you find out your serves, your average. People even have this word handicaps in golfing. So the idea is that when you keep score, you see an improvement. We write to ask and become believable right in front of our own eyes. And then we can work with that universe, and it gets easier and easier all the time. So will you read a little more of that? Let's have someone read.
Sure. Kelly.
Okay. Okay.
Or are we like here?
Yeah, sure. Anywhere.
So we after the guidance system. So you read for us a little bit more.
Which one? The ones we are plugged in.
Mhm.
I'll move my water.
Thank you.
Hey, everyone. Let's see if we can do it without my cheaters. Once we are plugged in and have declared an exact address in our navigation system, whichever way we turn in life, we'll end up at our desired destination. If we miss a turn anywhere along the way, it will lead us back to the right path toward our destination. We can make as many stops as we wish along our life's journey. Eventually, we will arrive at our destination. Let us ask by declaring our desires. Remember, every word counts. Everything happens when we ask. The universe gently flows and waits until we organize our thoughts and ask. Then it goes into action and shakes out whatever we order. It pulls from all its resources of all existence, past, present, and future. It combines
1965.
Right. It combines and processes our order. Total focused intention, coupled with strong positive will, leads to fast delivery. The clearer and more detailed we are with our orders, the more we will recognize them and truly know they are ours when they appear.
Okay, so I'll take just a moment. Christine knew that nightstand. JJ was like, what's that, right? She knew it was her order. She knew she has a whole story behind it. That's why when we write and start creating a story behind something, we know our order. We walk in that house and that's the first thing our eye goes to. Okay, so that's why we declare, guys, and we put parameters.
Do you want me to keep going, or do you want?
Sure, or
someone else?
James Stephen can read.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Up here.
Right here, okay.
160, page 160 we are on.
In our miracle group, one member had a second emotion for her to regain contact with an old friend who moved away. She desired her friends forwarding information. A week later, she received a Christmas card from this friend that had her new mailing information on the envelope. Now they are back in contact.
Right, and that's a good dear friend. And actually, I'll go how deep this goes. So we have Helen brought a miracle group member in, and this exact lady, she was looking for the address, had worked for me at my clinic 15 years ago. So it was so great to see, who is the lady you were asking for the address? And I knew the lady. So it's so fun to see how, like you were talking, Kelly, the energy, how we are pulling energy. We're matching particles, and you'll always attract more matching to you. So we're in this big dream and this big illusion all together, and it's wonderful.
It's supposed to be fun.
It is.
Yeah.
When we ask with a clear intention, we receive a fast answer.
Yeah, and that's why we declare, and we put parameters very clear.
The question then becomes, what do we honestly desire? We are the authors of our life. Anything worth doing is worth writing about first. Thomas Edison filled, you're speaking,
Yeah.
over 1,000 notebooks with his thoughts, words, and diagrams. We still have notebooks from Leonardo da Vinci. All his genius is recorded on paper, pages upon pages.
Mm-hmm.
It is often said that success leaves clues. People who we recognize as successful all wrote their ideas down. We certainly are thankful the Bible was written down. All of the glory God left us, the most important thing he left us in physical form is the Bible. And when we open it up, it is full of words. Knock 3 times, think the thought, speak the word, and write it down. It is proven. So think the thought, speak the word, and write it down. It is proven that the most successful people write everything down. Thus, calling it into existence.
All right. So let's get on to declaring. Now that you got enough, you can go back and continue the chapter in your own books. And do buy and asking you shall receive. I will say that the one book you do want to have if you want to continue as part of the Miracle Group is that book, Asking You Shall Receive, because that is the our little Bible, let's call it. It's our textbook to all the classes, all right? So the reason we wrote that book first is it has all the ideas, the 9 steps, it's all in there. And then from there, we're breaking it down more and more every time we get together, and we're playing with it more and more. All right, so let's all take out one of our great back pages and let's do a declaration together so we can really see how that
you have
works.
this empty page in your little folder.
So in the daily asking journal, one of the back pages, and everybody's picking one thing that they really are, and I'd love it to be big. So let's pick one of the biggest things you have an asking for. And if it's a financial asking, then make it bigger than you could ever imagine. So let's increase the size of what the asking is. So I declare that, and now you're writing it in positive words, and you're writing it now, okay? That I already have. Okay, and then we're putting parameters to it. And the parameters, again, the example we have in the book is what size would you like it? What color would you like it? What dollar amount? Oscar was very clear with his year, his plan of financially, what his year looked like, what his life goal looked like. So if it has to do with finance, you need exact numbers. You could put dates in there, would be good to have. And also the feelings that it gives you. So how are you going to feel when you have this? So your parameters are, like when I bought the white truck, one of the parameters for me was to pull my jet skis. The engine had to be strong enough. And I know that one of the people here that's, I think Sasha, having a car, that she needed to have this car with a certain engine in it to do what it was that she was looking for, or big enough to, so please write down your parameters for your asking. And then after we start writing the parameters, start thinking of why. And the first thing should just be for my sake. It makes me feel good, for fun. So when I'm asking for what I'm asking, I'm just doing it for fun. It'll make me feel good.
My key is perfectly healed.
Yeah. Also write where you want it to be located. If you'd like it to be here in your town, delivered to you, write down that it's here in this town. Easy access. If you'd like it to be available on Amazon, write available on Amazon. If you'd like it to be on sale, even beyond, if something you say, oh, has yet to ever been on sale. One of the Miracle Group members, she was at Saks Fifth Avenue and she was buying a pair of shoes. And she said, I'm gonna walk out with these shoes and they're gonna be on sale and it's gonna be for free. And she walked out of there with those shoes. They were on sale and she had enough points. And when she got up to pay for them, they said, oh, you even have extra points. You need to buy a belt too or something. So she was able to leave Nordstrom's with her, Saks Fifth Avenue with her new black high heels. And she was gifted them by Saks Fifth Avenue and she went away with a belt. So it's just amazing. It's just amazing when you just start playing. Play, play, play. If you'd like a nice salesperson to help you with that, or you'd like a nice advisor or a miracle friend. If you'd like them to serve you lunch while you're obtaining this thing, write it down. Even great service, if you'd like that to happen while you're achieving this. If you would like God to wow you with a how, write that down. If you'd like to receive it supernaturally, if you'd like any kind of guidance from the universe, say, I'd like to know every step of this. If you'd like to receive it in joy, write down that you cheerfully receive it. And again, one of the whys is because I'm worth it. I am a child of God. And another thing is now is a good time. You can write that down as why. Now is a great moment. And you can also write, you've done it before and you'll do it again, God. So I accept. You can write why I was born to receive. I'm going to write down because I'm a member of this great miracle group. That's why I'm going to have this. Okay, the newer people, anybody needs some help understanding this? Anybody need some suggestions? All right, and then with your paper, go to the person next to you, your initial, and two people come together in my name. They're also. So it can be a high five, and we are seconding the motion to everybody on there. I'm excited for Sue's new creation. We always have a good one. Okay, James Stevens, make sure you get a little signature on there. Somebody next to you. Uh-huh. Yes. 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 Now would be good. Okay. So remember, there is zero such thing as time. So when you're writing a time frame, it's now. Because before we've asked, it's been received by you. So God says, I've answered you before you've asked. That means your stuff that you just wrote about is already floating around this universe. It is now for you to get in range. Get your car, just like the GPS. Sometimes we're out of range and all you have to do is back down the driveway a little bit. And if you just reposition yourself with your cell phone, it just might get the signal again. So think of what it's going to take to reposition yourself. And some of that is to be joyful, to be laughter and excited again. Some of it is to believe, to put your arms up in the air and just seek God for one moment, to give a thankful message. So there's a gratitude message in the box. Just say thank you to your creator. So make sure you put a little gratitude on the bottom, a personal gratitude to your creator for delivering this in advance. So thank you that I have this already. Everybody write that down. Thank you that I have this already.
So the fun thing about our journal, the daily asking journal, this is planned for 3 months. And you have like 30 asking pages. So 30 things you can ask for in detail. just on that, and then we can make copies and ask more. So breaking it down, if you ask for 10 things each month, even more in detail, I mean, there's so much more to come. It's so beautiful.
Okay, and name whatever it is you're asking. So put a name down on that paper. So like I'm talking about my yellow Ferrari here, right? So I put my sunshine name on there. So the color, how many doors it has, you're writing everything down. A nice person in sales, light and easy. They serve me lunch, right? The whole thing, whatever it is, whatever your dream is. If it's money, like I say, that it comes light and easy, that God is your source and provider, that you really just call on God and say, now is a good time. Now I'm ready. And remember, what happened one moment when we walked in here has zero to do with what's going to happen right now. Zero to do. Your past performance, guess what? Zero influence on this moment. Zero. So those of you like Patrick who are in sales, it's hilarious because you spend most of the time, right, looking at charts and graphs of what happened yesterday. And here we are in this meeting for the first time saying, throw it all away. Zero influence, new tablecloth, new wineskin. God says he only pours new wine into a new wineskin. Throw away all those charts and graphs. And in this world, we're so busy reading an old number, and yet we're calling in a new number. Stay with your new number. Stay with your, play with your new number. I am a rich person. So remember, across your forehead, I am a millionaire. I am wealthy. I am prosperous. I am in joy. I am. And make sure the I am you write is that I am something great. Check every word when you're saying I am hungry. Wait, I am Carisa, feeling hunger in this moment. And then once you eat a sandwich, you come back, I am happy. Carisa, very happy. So it's just a feeling we're having. Watch that we're watching what comes in. If I am broke comes out of your mouth, right? I am complete is a much better saying. I am full. I am prosperous. I'm Carisa, in this moment feeling prosperous. In this moment receiving wealth. So say your name, I am so-and-so, in this moment feeling something. We say I'm sad. Wait a second, I'm still Carisa. So that's a false statement. Make sure you're speaking correctly. I am me, temporary feeling or experiencing this. So speak properly. He's a bad child. We say this kind of stuff. Wait a second. He is Tommy. He is Tommy. He is Tommy. He is Tommy. Temporarily doing this. And in a minute, Tommy can be doing something great. So we're here to experience everybody's greatness, and it's to be called out. So I am Carisa, temporarily feeling happiness, temporarily feeling this moment, experiencing this moment for whatever it is. And I'm always going into the solution with the prayer. All right,
So
great.
take out your note page. Everyone has a piece of paper, an empty one.
Or come and get one from Sylvie. Yeah, because we're going to put it in the time capsule.
Thank you.
Give me a bunch of. Who needs a paper?
Christine. Yeah.
I think there's a lot more.
Okay. Alan's got paper. Alan, rip off one paper because it's going to come back in the time capsule. Yeah, just we're gonna collect it.
You need another piece? I mean, I have one.
Yeah,
You want me to give it to somebody?
sure. Bring it over. Somebody else needs another piece? We got it. All right.
Some.
Oscar got a paper?
Okay,
Got
so
an
from the
Oscars.
old time capsule from September 4th, 2018, this is Donna's asking. This is Sylvie's asking.
Thank you. Here, I'll take one. Thank you. Bless.
Share my campus. Sky.
Oh, I gotta read Skies. I'll read Skydress.
Philippa.
She'll be so happy to.
Lisa. Someone. Rachel. Here's Carisa.
Thank you.
Okay, so I have on my list from September 4, 2018, Receive Joy offers, room for Carisa, room for Sylvie, and room for community. So I have a place now that has an office. Carisa has her third garage redone, that is her office, and room for community. Thank you, JJ. Then I have on here, be a God trader always. Right, James Stevens?
Yep.
So my own place. Pelican Marsh or better. I'm in the vineyards, which is fine.
Oh, and tell them about Tuscany. You have to share that
Did you
story.
say
It's
you're
so
in the
great.
vineyards?
Yeah, she lives in the vineyards.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and guess, so Sylvie always said she wanted to live.
So I had the things when I was on the ships for many years. I always had this dream that when I actually go ashore or for the time being when I was not working, I was like thinking I want to go to another country, like 3 months somewhere, just rent an apartment, like a furnished one, and learn the language. I mean, I have like basic knowledge in so many languages, but really living in a culture, like especially like Italy or France again. So just to like increase the knowledge and just live. So one of my first things is like, yes, Sweden is on my list. And I said like, oh, Tuscany. So I really want to live in Tuscany. So the neighborhood I live now in is called Tuscany.
So she lives.
Because you didn't specify.
That's right. See,
where.
now you know why we're doing parameters. And I know we're laughing about this because this is exactly what's in the chapter.
Same story happened to me. Because I used to say, I want to go to St. Croix to check it out. Well, the first apartment in Naples that I had was in St. Croix.
Apartments, yes, I remember that.
So I have also on here connect to the light ribbon,
that too.
which one is it? This is this book. So it's all manifested. 5 new Receive Joy products. I
That's
easily
all
have
done.
that.
Yeah.
Professional website, I have that. Yeah. Energy level is high. Perfect healing, yes. Oh, US driver's license. I definitely have that.
I hope so.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so I'm going to
Maybe
share.
asking,
Did you get it?
Fun vacations, I did have that. MTM launched.
Yeah, we sure got that done.
Uh-huh.
James Stevens on every Monday. We did 52 sessions already of MTM. So that was launched. Yep.
Yep. So like, let's say if I read through it, there's 1 or 2 that has yet to manifest.
So now what she'll do with that 1 or 2, and now because she wrote the whole page, look at, even if she got 50%, she has a lot more than some of the people that have written 0. So because she's written that much, she'll go back in and write 1 whole page of parameters. Remember, we were just listing things. Now she's going to do an entire parameter page and spend more than a minute in her dream. We did this in 30 seconds. We wrote these, as fast as we could. I'm reading, how scratchy we wrote our writing. So it's so fun. Though I will share Skydra's, and a lot of you in here do know Skydra, and I love it. So one of her things she wanted was massage beds, new. She received within, and this was written now over 1.5 years ago, she has from Russia a massage bed that was just about new. Like he just bought it and there was 1 little knob missing. And so she got the package and got like $1,000 off because 1 little knob was missing. So she got her massage bed and then she wrote new next to it. So it definitely, dolphins, and she has them, and her brother even has them, little dolphin zappers that we have, the electro microcurrent. So she definitely has dolphins. And then she has on here, and of course, some of this is in Russian. Skio. Okay, now this is crazy. The ones who know her, she wanted a Skio device. She met, again, one of the other Miracle Group members, Yatsik, who divorced his wife. And the one thing that he got was the Skio box. And he is dating Skydra. And they live together, and in their house, they have the Skio.
She attracted that with him.
Yes, and they were not dating when this was written. They didn't even think about each other, dating like that. Spa treatments, well, she's a therapist and she's definitely due. So things paid off. I know, so as I'm reading this, it's so amazing. Cash money to pay for all my desires. I mean, he makes cash because he's a contractor. And more investment. Yep. Perfect website. Yes, she's worked on her website. It's beautiful. She's got so many hours in on her website. Beamer. She has her Beamer. Yeah, so supplements, red lights. She definitely has a lot of red lights because she met this gentleman, and I now is Emma's good friend, and I buy lights from him. I have a bunch of light pads, and she met him first, and so she wrote down that she would have those lights, and she definitely does.
Those therapeutic lights?
Yeah, the therapeutic light. She's got a big. We both have the therapeutic sound devices to go in the lights too. Yeah, wow. Training in martial arts. I have to ask her about that one. We know each other. But...
We have Oscar, we can start.
Yeah, okay. All right, so, and now you know Carrie, so this is really fun. So when I went on this journey, this fun, and I'll call it a journey because it was a long one. It was an adventure that was as a journey because it took the whole 10 months. I wrote down Peace on Earth. And the very first place I stayed was called Peace Lodge in Costa Rica. And I said, God, show me some things. And in the floor were the peace doves. There were doves on every tile between there. And then I woke up the next morning, the third morning, and I said, could you please give me a sign? And up washed a little peace sign, a little green, like a toy, was a peace sign. And so Peace on Earth. And 2 days before I left, and this would have been more than 2 days before I left, that we did this Miraclegroup meeting. And so I received prayer stones, little smoky quartz stones, 92 stones from Carrie's brother, 2 days before I left. And I went around the entire earth, 6 continents, and I planted these prayer stones to represent peace on earth. Yes. So treasure finding, well, every stop. And we will have a book on all the treasures that I found. A love for all humanity. Oh my gosh, 82 flights and 42 countries, 6 continents. Yes. Friendships around the world. Gain that. Miracles from the Miraclegroup. And now it's so fun. I'm reading them right here. Laughter, family, wonderful experiences, 10 months of the family together. And I was laughing because we got to Scotland, and we were out on one of the putting greens there, and I'm walking by, and I was just going to lunch. It was an old castle, and I'm hearing these gentlemen putting on the putting green, and they said, oh, they're like, is your wife here too? And there's a bunch of old men, foursome. And he's like, no, I couldn't stand spending 2 weeks with my wife. 1 week's the maximum. Now I just finished up 10 months with my husband on a trip, in the same room, side by side, hiking every mountain, kayaking, and every single thing. And I'm just laughing because I said, wow, what if that was my husband saying that? 10 months side by side. Yeah. So that was really fun. So family love between us, bond forever. It surely did that. Beauty, fit body, best ever. Well, we hiked every mountain. We went on every glacier. Smooth skin, beautiful skin the whole time. Happy brain, Receive Joy office with everything set up. And we do. I have all these nice books that you're receiving. When we were gone, the big bookshelf was built, and I got my ladder. Anybody who's been here knows that my dream was the library with the ladder that slides, and I have my ladder. So we have, and it's painted light blue. Everybody, the walls are light blue. So we've got my light blue walls. Library and library at the home office. So I did get my home office and my library. Clients who love us and come often. Well, I think that a lot of you have loved us and come often. Remodel Naples Garage. Well, that's the 3rd office now in the library. Millions from stocks. Okay, so I will tell you this story just because we're here to encourage, and a lot of you know me a long time. When I left on this trip, and remember, this is put away now. So she had this. It's the first time I'm seeing this. And I wrote this, and I'm going to encourage the young people. When we left on that trip, I worked 0 days for 10 months, 0 days, 0 work. My phone was off, and you all know that because 0 people got a call from me. Sylvia was the only person that I called. My mother twice on her birthday and maybe Christmas or so. And 0 communication with anybody in the world. I use it just for pictures, my phone. We came back and we made more on that trip financially than we did working our entire lives, my husband and I combined. Okay. How is that possible? I worked 0 days. That's God kicking you right in your butt saying, where does your help come from? It comes from the Lord. I always thought, if anybody knows me, I could work day and night, work. So I go away, 0 work, and he totally doubles the investments. So our stock that my husband and I, 14 years we're waiting for, it went from $13.17 prior to us leaving to $55 in the company. Yeah. So God can do miracles. He just can. So here I'm just writing millions from stocks. And it's interesting that I wrote from stocks on here, right? Because I could have got book sales or whatever else. And I wrote stocks. And that's how it came. Okay, so Neo sold above $20 per share. Now, I just told you, it's at 55 today. We came back a year and a half ago. Okay, so at that point when we came back, it was above $20. And I wrote an arrow up $20. And I corrected when I left you're asking at the wall in Israel, Donna, you were saying about your investments. And I said, just and more, not so the stock market might not crash. Just and more, you see, watch our second words. If we're going to say, I want to sell before the market crashes, you've just welcomed in the second part of that. Okay. So, Neo sold above $20 per share. Yep. XG Sciences, a super success, increased stock price. That is happening currently. Tenfold products are amazing. Oh, okay. So I'm asking for a 10-fold increase on that one asking. So the whole page has come true. The one is in the midst. We'll figure out if it's a 10-folder, and then I'll report to everybody. Health, wealth, happiness, absolutely. Journal every day for 300 days, I did. Read the Bible every day, I did. WhatsApp, stay in contact, Sylvia and I did. Remember, anybody who knows me, it was the first time I ever used a cell phone. I had an iPhone 10, and so that I could tell everybody I had it. It was in the box until the day I left.
For a year.
For a year.
And before that, she had this flip phone.
So I do all this communicating with God.
My pleasure was to teach her how to communicate with me. And I'm still like, every day she's asking me how to put contacts in, like the same question.
Yeah. So do you need technology? I'm the person you can all look at who had sent 0 emails in my life, 0 text message in my life, and it still all came. So is it about the email or the text? Well, everybody who knows me knows 0 communication for me. Answer my phone. I say, come over, knock on the door. So I had a flip phone for 15 years. Yeah. Yeah. And the only reason I got the iPhone 10 was for the trip. And I left it in the box until I left. So perfect health. Everybody in our family went around the whole world, perfect health. Love, uplifting. Yes. I stay in the game. Oh yeah. See God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. Well, I got to go to Israel, and let me tell you, wonders. He guided me and told me miracles every step I took. North Carolina house remodeled and a new office. Guess what's happening right now as I read this? A 3rd floor is going on my beach house, and I am flying in 2 weeks to go pick out my office, the furnishings, the tiles and the floors and all that. And that one, I am shocked that I wrote this. I am completely shocked because I walked for 6 weeks on that beach in North Carolina saying to my husband, next year. He said, that is happening now. So we left. I flew back in October to gut the house, to take every piece of furniture, every pencil, everything out of the house, put it in storage. And here it is. North Carolina house remodeled with a new office in it. I'm the one who ordered that. I was blaming him. Okay, so I guess I did it. Massage. It's all me. Lots of massages on the trip. Yes. Retirements with Helen. Okay, there you go. So I got to catch Helen up on the retirement plans there. Spa treatments the whole way around the world. Beautiful nature the whole way around the world. God's country. Yes, we got to see it. Helen takes us on. Okay, John of God tour. I got to talk to Helen about that because I wrote down that she would take us. New jewels. all is well all the time. This new jewels, did I have my emerald bracelet then? No.
Yeah, we have before the trip. You
I
got
had
your
it, yes,
emerald
okay.
bracelet
I
to
got
remember
my,
God.
that's
on the
right.
trip.
That washed up on the shore. My emerald bracelet washed up on my toes right before I left because God's throne
Wow.
room has an
Yeah.
emerald. Yeah. So I got my emeralds. So I got my new jewels. All is well all the time. Yes. Perfect eyesight. $1 million receive joy business. Sylvia and I are right here. Yep. 2001% clients. Yes, we did do that. We've got 2,000 Asking Yourself Receive books out there. And remember, what we're here, this is private books you guys are having this. This is zero Barnes and Noble, zero public libraries. This is what, if anybody
God
ever,
marketing.
yeah, if anybody ever listened to Kevin Trudeau and he was talking about how do the wealthy live, not like the other people. They have special things that they have downloaded through God's help, and they follow those things. Connect to the Light written, that's written, and you all have copies if you'd like. Live by Design written, it is written. It is these 10 lessons. We're in the second one today, third one. So these 10 lessons will be combined together that we're doing in real time, and Live by Design it's already written. So I wrote written, it'll be published as soon as we do the 10 lessons.
Most of the things.
Okay. Website, professional website we have. Sylvie, thank you, Sylvie. Income from Receive Joy, Million True Millionaires launched. We both had that on our list, and it is. And so we've had 52 weeks of Million True Millionaires. And if anybody's interested in joining us, or it's just like this, Miraclegroup meetings, and it will be focused on the wealth part. And thank you to Carrie, that please everybody in your mission statement, write down riches and wealth as part of your mission statement. So you can be the best giver in Africa and receiver in Africa, and you are a wealthy human. The more that you can deposit in your bank account, the more you can give out. And we're in this life experience, and it does take some money to buy gas for your car. A regular newsletter, Sylvie and I talk about that is exactly.
I wrote half today, so maybe it goes out tomorrow.
Okay, so
last
there you
one
go, she's on it.
The last one was April last year. But we send like the Miraclegroup newsletter every 2 weeks. So
Okay.
that counts.
Yes, absolutely. So new products. Well, we have lots
So
of
we are
new
still on
products.
God marketing most of the time. And we have JJ as PR person, so it's perfect.
Okay. Articles we wrote for a couple of magazines now since this has been written. And so if anybody's interested in our articles, we probably have about 18 or 20 of them.
On MTM.
On MTM, yeah, we've got them if you're interested. Great members. Well, look at all the members, new members today. MTN and Miraclegroup for both new members. Love and Light, Praise and Worship. Lot filled in North Carolina. That is going to happen within the next couple months. Only Friendly Animals in Naples neighborhood. Yep, got a lot of good. I got 3 dogs since this was written. ERP Maestro. Wow. Okay, that is being currently sold, that company, and we are going to have a good profit on that.
So keep on writing your page. Keep on writing whatever you ask for.
Yeah,
like,
wow.
Fill in your page while she's reading.
Triple R investment. Hey, and it's coming in already at 2.5 times. So I got to just push it up a little more to get triple.
Yes, please.
Almost there. 2.5 times. So I'm almost at the 3 with that investment. Lots of signatures from the group, and everything came true except still having to go with Helen to John of God. Great. That's great. So I'm really excited about that. That is a really good one. So this paper is worth probably $50 million, just so if you wanted to know in a dollar amount of value. Okay, one piece of paper. How important is your asking? How important is it that you get some signatures on the bottom of that paper, just a high five from your friends? It's really important. So if you'd like to receive more, ask more, ask bigger, play in your dream. I'm here playing in my dreams, guys. I'm laughing. I read every line of this again 2 years later, right? Or isn't it amazing as I read this and can laugh about it and say, wow, that little teeny one with Helen, I can book a trip if they're open. If Brazil is open, we can do that in 5 minutes. So God will come up with a different plan. I'll just write that where it's going to happen. So you see, yesterday he got in trouble. Today is a new day.
Amen.
This is what's so cool. Watch if your mind is going to the news stories from yesterday,
And maybe it's
or
a new
staying
John of
in
God.
or staying in
I
whatever
mean, every John
is
can
today.
be of God.
And watch ourselves. Watch ourselves if we're really going
Maybe we're going to
backwards.
visit James of
So-
God.
I have friends that they lead a group once or twice a year, every
Second
year
version.
down there.
Uh-huh.
I have had very little contact about their version of whatever, but I have continued to believe that whatever it is, he's exonerated, he is at peace, and that spiritual light and energy and all the.
It's already
healing work,
out there.
It's already out there. It existed, it exists, it continued to exist, and it's going to flourish. Though the darkness may come for a moment, victory and light
Is absolute.
is
Amen,
absolute.
brother.
That's right. Once the lightness has shined in darkness, there is no darkness at all.
Correct.
So Donna, that's your answer.
So
There
like in
is
town,
no
we have
darkness
David
at all.
and
You're looking
Karen
at
that do
appearances.
that.
Yes, David and Karen, yes.
Yeah. So if we're looking at an appearance, remember the greatness is underneath the appearance. So when God tells us that it's already here for us, before you've asked, I've answered you. That means that my Ferrari is literally right behind like this wall of thin air. Okay. And we know because the whole dealership full of them is sitting right out 1 mile from here, right?
With sunshine.
Yeah, sunshine's right on the lot. There's one yellow one. So when we understand it's already here, it's for us to keep wiping our own mind's eye clear from what? 6 weeks, Donna. I walked my own beachfront, right? And try to talk myself out of having to remodel that North Carolina home and add an entire, it means they have to take the whole roof off and add an entire 3rd floor just to have 3 more bedrooms and an office, right? So I was like, oh, really, God? How about later, next year? And then I woke up one day after 6 weeks of walking my own beach, trying to talk myself out of my own goodness. And I said, yes. Just say yes. That's our whole lesson. It's an entire lesson that we have together. Am I stopping the yes? And I just said, as of this moment, I'm going back to just say yes. And when I said yes to the universe, you saw it all flew in. So we are here to say yes to all of this. This seemed crazy, ridiculous when I wrote this, right? Crazy, ridiculous. $50 million, ridiculous, guys, right here. Ridiculous. And yet, somehow, some way, underneath the thin air, the answer's already there. And so get as ridiculous as your mind can go. And it was really fun. Remember, we had an investment group meeting. A few of us might have been part of that, but one of our Miracle Group members was there, and her name is your friend, the silly one that was dating the Jewish man from True Foods. Freddie.
Oh,
Okay.
Diane.
She's so wonderful. She's so silly happy. I love her. She's the greatest.
She's great.
And so we had this miracle meeting, and it was about finances. And she said, oh, there's this really good stock. It's my favorite stock. And so we all went around and we shared our favorite stock. And she said, my favorite stock is NEO. And she said, do you know that stock? Because my husband and I bought that company, right? We started with 4 people, and now it's 3,000 people, right? And she says, that's my favorite stock. And I said, yeah, I like that stock too. I still like that stock. $55. I really still like that stock. And it's so fun right here in the same room, right? It's like minds think like.
She didn't know?
No. And she's been at my house for all these years. We've known each other for 15 or more years.
That's right.
She lived in the same neighborhood.
Yeah. I mean, so that's why Sylvie's saying, do share what you do, who you're involved with, what your business is. Do share. It just was so great because you're right, and
But the fun things over the years, all the investments we did, like with her, they always prospered. So we have like a lot of Miracle Group members from back then. They invested and they are now happily receiving. So
yeah. So basically the fun is to stop yourself from walking your own beach, I'm going to use myself as the example here, and saying no to some expansion in your life. And then one day after 6 weeks of enough walk, say yes. Just say yes. Bring it on, God. Bring it all on. And say yes to the whole enchilada, the whole package. So it doesn't matter who said no yesterday, or this one's not turned out, or they're not there anymore, or they can't do it, or we've heard it all, right? Or you're not worthy, or that'll never happen. We've heard all this monkey business. And maybe it's even been our own self. I only heard myself walking the beach. I was alone 6 weeks walking the beach. And my husband every day kept putting that seed back in. Let's do it. Let's do the expansion. Let's do the expansion. Let's do the renovation. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. And 6 weeks it took me to say yes to something. Now I got faster because the home on Fifth Avenue, in 8.5 days, I said yes. And then he gave me that house. So I got faster from the 6 week experience to an 8.5 day. So please play your own game, guys. If you have said no to financial wealth for 30 years, 20 years, how about you say yes? And then say, I love being rich. I love rich people. I am a rich people. Say things that can welcome in your prosperity in all departments, in your health, in your wealth, in your harmony, in your community. Say yes to everything. So the only thing, if you are yet to have something happen, is you are yet to say yes to your own game.
And we can learn from each other. It's so fun. And one story I had when I first came to the States in 2006, I know that the stock price was at 14 cents. So for 2 years later, and I was the first intern in the company. So I was happy just to be in the States, just to receive like a weekly allowance and to learn English and be happy and do my scuba diving lessons and all of these kind of fun. And 2 years later, when I came back and her husband was standing in front of me, oh, the stock is at $2.14 now. And remember when he first came, it was at 14 cents. And I'm looking at him, where is my stock? And he's like, biggest lesson for you. You didn't ask. So then I asked him later on, like, I remembered that lesson. I was like, So again, years go by and I come back in 2017, new company. And I was like, okay, I remember you'd asked me to ask. So he was like, of course, he kind of had yet to remember. But then he honored his promise and I got some stock and some other investment because I asked. So that, like, for me, biggest lesson, we have to ask. And yes, we have to ask more than a person in front of us. We have to ask God. So
say yes. You got to say, God, I'm open. I've written. And when you have your whole book filled in, like we are every day, you just put your hand on it and say, God, you know my heart. It's right here. Bring it on. Bring it all on. Just like this piece of paper. Can you imagine this times how many books I have? Just bring it all on. I mean, this had to be ridiculous because we were going to do this day someday.
So I know.
She made it happen. I forgot we even wrote it. This.
Oh yeah.
So she brought it on today.
You wrote in one of your books that I'm back here. So
yes, I did. Yeah. So Sylvie and I were apart from each other for over 8 years and zero communication. Remember, I do zero text, zero email, zero everything. So we had not spoken to each other in over 8 years. And then we met up one day at the Vatican in Rome. And there's her Italy. And that's when we decided to get together for 1 month, and she was going to write and I was going to write. And that's how this was born, Asking You Shall Receive. And to really, I will say it again, I know we had the great story, but we have so many new people here this week from the last time we met 3 weeks ago, is that 83 years ago, my mother, who's 83, and Sylvie's grandmother were born 8 miles from each other in a village in Poland. So when you say, when does God start something? Before you've even asked.
Reminded me just now, I knew you before the foundations of the earth were laid.
Yes, I knew you before it was my mother and her grandmother, before I was born, right? Before she was born. So this moment that we're in right now started 83 years ago, 8,000 years ago, whatever the lifespan of this earth is exactly, that's when it happened. So the fact that you're here, can you imagine of all the places in this moment, each one of us could be, we're here right now listening and sharing this. So there is some huge divine plan for all of us together. Everything we each need is within this room right now. It's within this group right now.
So go back
Everything.
go back to the old meetings and watch Ellen's story about how one extra kid came to be.
That's right.
May I share?
Sure.
Something that popped in my head while we're sitting here.
Please.
Today, I had a prayer answered. I don't even know why it happened, but during the darkest part for me of the whole COVID and everything shut down and feeling very isolated and everything else, I got very sad, and I wrote and wrote over and over again. I thank you that one or more of my children are moving to Naples, Florida. I thank you that I'm not alone, that my children are with me. Today, my son Stephen
and all his grandkids are coming.
No. He became a Florida resident.
Oh, he did?
Yes, he's going to move here.
Oh,
He
wow.
made a decision to buy his house here since he's got his VA benefits, and he's gonna, instead of buying one out there, he's gonna buy one here.
Oh,
and we're
praise the
standing and
Lord.
think that things are gonna work out.
That's right.
That she and the children will somehow manifest, because his ex wants to move here, so that my grandsons will be close to me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's starting tomorrow morning. There's a now for you right there tomorrow morning.
Yeah. And it just popped to
Before
my Lord
breakfast.
showed me.
Right,
He's sitting on the floor crying, asking God, please bring one of my kids here. I just want one of my kids here. I'm so close to my kids that I've missed them.
Yes, yeah. Well, gosh, and there it is.
But there it is.
Yeah, tomorrow morning, yay.
So that's,
Oh,
we had like,
awesome.
Fill out all the
like
paperwork
so-
and got his driver's license.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he got his driver's license. No, I mean,
He's really doing
He
it.
really did. Got
That is
registered to
really,
vote here and everything.
he was here 3 weeks ago at our meeting,
Yes.
so it's so great to see. And Alan's mother does join us
Yes.
periodically, so it's
Yes.
really fun to know. So we are so happy, and I know, Kelly, your daughter is, it's so great that she's also found joy in
Yes.
declaring like this.
I'm so grateful for that. She, I've been working with the kids when they were young, and just to have them understand it,
Yes.
just to have them understand the energy and vibration and universe and how God works. And we're here for all the beautiful things. We're here for all the wonderful things. And she
Yes,
really,
and that we can pull it out of that thin
so
air.
grateful she understands,
God.
because she's so much further ahead
Yes,
than what I was.
that's right.
Yeah.
And we all thought we were enlightened, right?
I
Us
know.
older ones.
So it's really impressive. And just kind of a great little cute story for her is, she was, she says, I think I'm just going to be this old librarian. And she was 23, starting her, career in Philadelphia. I said, so make a list and write down what you want as a significant other. Well, how many things on the list? 20. Just make a list of 20. She wrote all these things. Some seemed insignificant if I were to look at it. Okay, well, that's okay.
It's her thing, yeah.
She made a list, and then she did this right before Christmas. On New Year's Day, she connected with someone on Facebook. They commented, he called her, and she says, oh, you're so beautiful, you're so smart, you have a great job. How come you're not with anybody? She goes, I have a list, I'll send it to you. So
What's the last name was that statement?
he says to her, oh
You're
my
so
gosh,
beautiful.
you're so beautiful, you're so smart, you have a great job. How come you're not dating anybody? She says, I have a list. So she says, I don't know. I'm going to send him my list. So she sends him the list. It's 20 lists. And he says, I match every one of those things on the list. So she called me. She says, I'm nervous. And so now I suspect they'll probably be engaged by the end of the month, actually. Yeah, so
Yeah.
pretty cute.
Yeah, very
Pretty
cute.
And the other one too is she wanted to change from
Where did you
Philadelphia
put that
to a new
stuff? Yeah.
job. And so I said, make your list. Make your list. What do you want? So we wrote it down over the phone. I want a job in medical sales, selling this product to people with cancer patients, and I want to make $225,000 a year, and I want to be working in Minnesota and cover North Dakota, South Dakota, and I want to be travel, and I want this car, and And in 2 months, she was hired. She is the youngest in her company by 10 years. They've never hired anybody younger. And she is just
Great.
killing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, there you go. You wrote it down. You wrote it
Yeah,
down.
wrote it all down.
And she's
So
trying
she's
to
receiving it. Let's
Yeah.
change the words
She's
because
receiving
like
it.
we don't want to anyone. We're receiving.
Right. And I think that the most interesting piece for me as a mom trying to help her through is she would get stuck on, well, I don't know how that's going to happen. The beauty is we don't need to know because it's going to happen
Supernaturally.
So creatively. And you could have never come up with the most perfect answer that God can come for you. It's like, I never would have thought of that. I never would have thought of like that. It's actually better than what I
could ever.
It's better than what I asked for.
Right.
It's like a
Well,
better
that's
fit.
why when I read this, I'm laughing too. And that's the joy is you go back and you're like,
It's
wow,
so
that
fun.
sure came in that way. That was something beyond my expectation. You know, I was thinking this was going to be a little thing and you just went and exponentially.
It fits like, it's amazing.
Yeah. So I love it. And I do share that her story is in Connect to the Light.
Yes.
Of meeting the boy, of coming in, and Carrie, who gave her the workbooks, the very workbooks you're all using now.
Right.
That's what she filled out. She filled out her list.
Yeah.
And these very workbooks that we're touching showed another young person that just by organizing their thoughts and having the inspiration and prayer over it. And that's, I know that people say, well, why these workbooks? Well, for years, I have the same partner for 25 years. We've been manifesting together down here in Naples. Catherine, she led some of our Miraclegroup classes. And Catherine and we used to use this old, really big, thick book. And I said to Sylvie, let's just make it really small and really easy. And they can fill it out 1 word a box in 5 minutes. And so that's how this was born. So Sylvie then made it 1 page a day. You just literally, if you put 1 word in every box, you're already on your way sailing. Remember, she had 20 things on her list, and then she put a few parameters around
On
this
that page.
On this page, on this
that
very page.
Right.
So it's fun to meet you, and this is the first time I'm actually getting to meet you in person. So I thank you for sharing your daughter's story before, and we put it in the new book and Connect to the Light. And that was before we've even met till now.
Right.
Yeah.
And one really cute thing about her list was she said she wanted them to be Catholic, and that was just important for her. And then when she met this man, he says, I am 100% of your list. He says, I currently am Lutheran, but I'm actually going through the classes to become Catholic. And she's like, are you serious? He goes, yeah, that's something I've been wanting to do.
Great.
I mean, it's just with the connection.
That's the joy. The joy is the miracle's already here.
Right.
Your wealth, your health.
Identify it.
Yes, your love, your greatness is already here. That is precisely why any illusion from yesterday has to be taken to the curb and left out to the trash man, so that you can fully immerse yourself in literally just writing it down and putting it in an envelope, handing it to a friend and say, bring it out in a year. Let's see what really transpired. And you know, in a fun way, I was laughing because I had zero recollection of what I wrote on this paper. And when she's bringing it out, I said, I'm here being filmed right now, everybody. This better have turned out very, very, very good. And it did. It turned out better than, like you said, I could ever have thought. So you guys are here to receive a treat in real time. You put me to the test in real reality.
Anyone else wishes to share a miracle story since we last met? This is our Miraclegroup meeting. I mean, we had some great sharings with Ellen, and Christine shared a really great story. Anyone else?
I have one.
Yay, Donna, go ahead.
It was on my paper. I had written that my thyroid would improve and that it would be perfect. And on Friday, the doctor called me and she said, your thyroid is perfect.
Amen.
I like the words.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
right.
I don't remember that I wrote that.
And so the exact words will come back. When you write down, it's amazing because out of the mouth, somebody will speak your exact words back to you. That's the most crazy fun thing. And so
I can't believe it. I'm reading that I wrote that a year ago.
Yeah, and I'm a believer, so I will believe it.
So that was 1 year
ago. Yeah. So it's so fun. It's Oscar. You want to share one?
I have a few.
Good.
Most of these are related to strategic thinking, but I think from the get-go, before even getting into the island, I saw myself doing it. Looking at the tallest volcano on the planet and saying, I want to be on top of it.
Just like
So it didn't happen. JJ and I kind of planned our trip, and we're going to drive to the top of that volcano.
I don't know what happened. I lost the.
The volcano, on the way up to the top of the volcano, it started raining. So it was very scary going up these very sharp, winding curves down the side of the mountain. Very rain, but JJ said, God, when we get to the top, it's going to be beautiful and sunny. And that rain lasted 8 to 10 minutes. And all we had is clear skies. We were above the clouds. We were above the
We
clouds.
left the clouds below.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. Also, I love water. So we got to see dozens of waterfalls.
I did something here.
Small ones, big ones. Pretty cool. We stumbled upon Twin Falls off the trail. I think a lot of people didn't know. There was no science. Judy and I went for a wander. So, absolutely found Twin Waterfalls. Climbing up the side of the waterfall, jumping in.
Now the tourists kept going 2 miles further to a different one. We went there, but then we ventured out on the side to actually see the Twin Falls that we actually came to see because nobody else went there.
And I love finding new places and cool things that a lot of people don't get to experience. One of the things that I read about was something called a blow tube, which is basically a cave that's been formed on the side of a mountain right on the coast. So me and JJ were at a state park. We're kind of rushing to leave because it's going to get dark soon. We had a really long drive through the mountains, trying to get out of there before it got dark. But we were at the state park, and we're taking all these beautiful pictures. And JJ goes to the bathroom, and I kind of go wandering over to this edge, and I look below, and I see 2 holes in the side of the mountain. Like, what is that? I think those are caves. So as soon as she gets back in the bathroom, we go down the long flight of steps to get down to the coast. And sure enough, there was this little opening in the cave we had, almost get on our knees to get into, but the cave opened up. And we were standing inside of this cave, and it's beautiful. At the end of the cave, it's the coast, and there's water splashing in and cool waves. I got it all on video. It's pretty cool to see.
And he manifested because he keeps always saying, I want to find a cave. I want to find a cave. And then we're
on the sunset dinner cruise that we went on.
Oh yeah.
JJ, there was this is mating season for whales in Hawaii, and there's whales everywhere. From our hotel room, we're standing on the 12th floor. We can see the ocean. We were seeing whales from there.
Nonstop.
The last 2 days of our trip, we upgraded to a coast side room on the 2nd floor, but we literally, our bedroom was the ocean. I could throw a rock from my
What
bedroom.
type of
into the
whales?
ocean. Blue whales, big ones.
Oh, the big
Big ones. So on this dinner cruise, there was a lot of boats out on the sea, and they were all trying to find where the whales were. And JJ was having a conversation with a couple that I forget where they're from, but JJ says, "Oh, those whales, they're going to come to us. They're going to be real close.
And it's going to come straight towards us."
They're coming straight towards us." A few minutes later, and I have it on video, these big whales just they were so close to our boat.
Literally started coming straight out and then turned and was on the side of us. Like, oh my God.
And
Having fun. All we're doing is having fun.
the last miracle, I'll say it's kind of a miracle because I do believe it is. As we're flying back, it's an 8-hour trip over the ocean to get to Denver. Obviously, we don't have cell phones.
So when we get into the airport in Denver, you know, I take my phone off of airplane mode and I start getting all these messages. Well, I get a message from my sister that my mom went to the hospital that night.
In Chicago?
In Wisconsin.
Oh, Wisconsin.
Wasn't feeling good, and I'm trying to time this. She woke up right about the time we were boarding the plane. And she didn't feel good. She went downstairs and she woke my sister up. And she told her she wasn't feeling well. It's very not likely for my mom to do that. The ambulance, they called the ambulance, and she was not responsive. They were asking her questions. She was like completely out of it. Whatever had happened, nobody knows, but she ended up going to the hospital, and I was worried, but in a way she's going to be all right. I just knew she was going to be good. Many hours later, after we finally get back from Denver to Florida, it's another 4 hours, gotten some updates that she's in the hospital. Nobody knows what's going on. She's getting some MRIs done. They're going to do the EEGs on her heart. She's going to do some brain scans. Long story short, all the tests came back negative. They couldn't find anything wrong with her. And she was discharged today.
Oh,
so she was in the hospital a couple of days just for tests, but they didn't know what was wrong. They did find that she had previously had a stroke. It was old. They don't know how long ago it happened, but they could detect it in the scans. But other than that, you know, she's home and fine now. Completely responsive. I had a talk with her early today, and she's, you know, I was joking around with her. She's laughing, and but I told her, Mom, everything's going to be perfect. Your body's going to heal itself, and whatever happened, it needed to happen, and so that the healing could begin. And basically, that's what it was. JJ wanted, and JJ said, you know, last night in bed, you know, we need to pray for your mom. I don't get on my knees and pray. My prayers are silent, but more emotional. So, you know, I prayed last night, and today she's fine.
Beautiful.
That's good.
Did you get on your knees?
I did not.
Okay, just wondering.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
There's.
I make deals with God sometimes, and
Yeah.
I say, when that happens, I will be on my knee because it's such a big miracle.
Yeah.
And then I do have to get on my knee because I'll come in.
Yep. That's it.
Okay, I'm giving around the envelope and I ask everyone to sign it for our next capsule. You can already put your piece of paper in if you like.
Oh, were we supposed to write on these pages?
Yeah, all your wishes. Yes. Okay, so I offered this up to everybody. In America, the one thing everybody signed was the Declaration. Remember, today's lesson is I declare of independence. It was declared and signed by our forefathers. So what we're doing here right now, declaring the Declaration of Independence. This is your declaration of whatever independence that these joys are going to bring you. So for me,
And everyone
that library-
online, if you like to send me an email with your askings, you put it in the envelope.
Yeah, we'll print it out and put it in the envelopes. We did that. That's right.
I signed, but I didn't put it in there.
Yes.
All right.
I have plenty.
Yeah.
3 different ones.
Oh, yeah, the
Yeah, more
notebooks
than
too.
that, but yes, to start with, yes.
All right. So shall we close?
Yes.
All
Let's
right.
close
Well,
in
thank you
prayer.
all.
Oh,
Dear Heavenly Father, in the name of Jesus, thank you so much for this pleasure of this evening together. Wow, what great energy, what great friends. We are one. We are one humanity. We can feel it in this room. If this is the only room that this has ever happened, and then it's the beginning, it's the seed that's planted that will grow and grow and grow just like grass, because it just does. It's like the waves of the sea. We're here, we're gathering. These joy centers that are happening right now, right here in this very room, shall happen around the whole world. That's our prayer, that like-minded people can come together and just be so happy for each other, that we can laugh and have good cheer of every nightstand that is found from 1965, and for every fish that is caught when we declare we will, and every whale that swims close and breaches before the boat. It is just such a joy to know that you are in every one of these moments and that it all came from you. And that when we ask it all of you. When we receive anything, including a paycheck, it comes from you. We know that you are a divine supply and we are to ask for everything directly from you because it comes from the thin air and it's all free and there's plenty for everyone. Thank you for all your glory, God. Thank you that we're here to receive your glory. Thank you for showing the few of us that becoming aware that it is answered before we've asked. And yet now we are just putting our parameters down so that we ourselves can receive our order and recognize our orders. Amen.
Amen. So I will bring the envelope also next week because we meet again next week here, next Tuesday, and we can put all the papers in the envelope for those who have yet to write a whole page. Whoever's ready can put it in already.
Is it going around?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had another interesting thing happened too. I have a listing. This has been my client for years. We've on and off listed his lot.
Thank you online, everyone, for joining us. And if you have any questions, contact us, ask@receivejoy.com, and we'll see you next week. Thank you so much.
God bless you. We love you all. All right.